Good evening, everybody, and welcome to the November 19th meeting of the Weare Board of Selectmen. We started at 6 o'clock with an exit interview with an employee and a non-public session with the police chief. It brings us up to the Pledge of Allegiance. Join me. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay, we'll have public comment next. And I just want to preface it before we start. We have a couple new ground rules on public comment. Please do not, and it's not pointed at anybody in particular, but I just want to state, please do not slander any of the town employees that we have.
Okay,
That's just, I'll just leave it at that.
okay.
Precedence for that? Is there any precedence for that?
No, just, it's been.
Yes, there is.
It's been
It was
noted,
from me, I'm sure.
it's been noted a couple times in a couple of the videos, that's all, and just keep it respectful,
Maybe
that's all.
maybe it'll be a two-way street, too.
Yeah, and that's fine.
You didn't say that.
It's behind closed doors.
I would, well, I'll try to do, and I apologize to the selectmen for having to bring this up, you know, in this venue here. Can the selectmen tell me, this is in regards to the ambulance fee, okay? Can the selectmen tell me how operating expenses for the ambulance are paid? From where are they paid? And this isn't a trick question. I mean, I guess I could answer it myself. I'm talking about tires, I'm talking about fuels, I'm just thinking of things, radio repair, I'm thinking of inspections, that type of stuff.
Moving right to be the operating budget.
Okay. Again, it wasn't a trick question. I was here at the meeting before. Well, I didn't meet last week, but on the 5th, and the fire chief presented his budget, and one of his lines on there happens to be 46, safety, fire safety medical gear. There was an increase of about $2,200, but his comment to that was that, my notes, his comment to that was medical supplies, pretty much anything used on the ambulance comes out of that line, which substantiates what I just said and you confirmed out of the operating budget. That meeting also, there was someone there from the fire department, and Selectman Burdick asked that person specifically about the rate increase, and Selectman Burdick asked why the rate increase. And that person that fielded the question said operating costs are going up. Well, am I missing something? The revenue, I always have a hard time remembering the fund. the
Special revenue fund.
Special revenue fund, thank you. It is completely different from operating cost, I believe.
I
So,
yep.
so you know, that person, you know, is I don't want to slander anybody, but there's a misconception of how that is paid for. Okay.
I think that was a mistake in speech.
Okay.
Because I mean, we both know, and again, that would revolve back to the Board of Fire words on how they again, you know, with that budget and their spending and everything like that, that's not really this board.
Okay.
Not to say that the avenues that you just spoke of, again, what's paid from what side, but that again, that's going to roll back to the Board of Fire as far as ambulance billing, ambulance revenue, et cetera.
Right.
That's nothing to do with this board.
Well, my point being, those two people from the fire department, they criticized me quite a bit, and I don't care, all right? And I'll tell you why I don't care. Just what I said. Here's a person that is supposed to be in the know in the fire department, all right, justifying the rate increase on the ambulance, which who knows what it's going to be, when it's going to be, justifying it, saying that it's operating costs. Well, it's not operating costs. So, you know,
Well, I think
if
that was
a person needs to know, you know, if somebody's going to criticize me, they ought to know what they're talking about how their own department is run.
I'm sure that
So,
they do.
that-
They do, Frank. It's
And
just
Frank,
like I said,
okay.
it's one of the things where again, it was, you know, we've all used the wrong words at the wrong times. I think that would apply to myself. Because
So-
we all know that the special revenue fund that all that ambulance billing revenue goes to, it's for equipment and
Vehicles, correct.
purchases.
Correct.
But the operating budget day to day comes from the operating budget that is from, so I think that was a mistake. And again, any other questions regarding that, you know, this board will refer you to the Board of Fire Wards.
Okay, okay. So, and just to clean up on that, the fire chief felt that my comments, the previous meeting, offended him.
Okay.
And when I was sitting there listening, he said something to the effect, and quite honestly, I couldn't stomach going back and listening to the YouTube. Something to the effect that I indicated that they were doing something behind the scenes, all right, without the public knowledge. Well, when I prefaced that statement at that night, I said I was aware of that meeting because I saw a posting. So if I saw a posting,
That's not working under him.
it's not underhand, you know. I mean, I can do some pretty, you know, say some pretty foolish things, but I wouldn't do that. My only reason for bringing it up that night was that in the past experience for me, it's been done at the Selectmen's Board level, all right?
Right.
Whether it's the Board of Fire Wards coming in or one person coming in, we're still done at your level in front of, you know, everybody here, in front of somebody that wants to sit at home. And that's you know, an increase in ambulance fees can affect a lot of people to a lot of different degrees, and it should be published. And if you'll allow me to ask, do you know if and I look at you because, and maybe John, are those fees into effect? Do you know what they are and the reason for it?
I do.
And out of, not the operating budget.
Right.
Frank, I asked for a breakdown that night, and I haven't seen a breakdown either, so.
Okay, I thought
So-
Selectman Burdick, I
No,
thought
I
it was
asked for a
actually
breakdown.
offered, I thought it was offered to you, but,
no.
I asked
Okay.
the question.
Well, he
I
said
have
they were
not
gonna
received
bundle
it.
it.
okay.
I asked the question, and I have not received it. Frank.
So I don't mind being criticized, but I would like people to do it. I'm glad, I'd rather be criticized in public than behind my back, and I've always stated that.
Yeah.
All right, but I would like people, you know, to know what they're talking about first before they criticize me. I hope I didn't offend anybody.
I hope not. Okay.
Thank you very
Frank.
much.
Okay.
Any other public comment? Okay. We'll move on then. Mr. Douglas. You're up.
So I come before you guys today to discuss the failure of the Weare Police Department. Part of what I'm going to be asking for is to have a committee convene to discuss the possibilities of disbanding the Weare Police Department and acquiring the services of the state police, as the Weare Police Department has repeatedly failed to protect the citizens of this town. I is the only person that I can speak for. But this dates back to March 18th, 2017, about a year and a half ago, when a dispute with my neighbor Gary Coates started getting out of hand. After that time, was on April 20th, I filed a complaint with the Weare Police Department asking for charges to be filed against Mr. Coates' son. I believe his name's Kyle. Honestly, I've never even gotten any information as to find out who it is because they just refuse to cooperate in the situation. On April 20th, I filed that complaint. A couple weeks later, I spoke with one of the sergeants who said that they had spoke with a prosecutor and decided there was nothing they could do about it. Things continued to get out of hand with these people. They continued to take criminal actions against me. The latest of which was a criminal trespass on, it was back in March of this year. I don't have that specific date in front of me, but you guys would be able to get that from the police log. Diane Coate of 25 Waterman Road had trespassed on my property and was yelling at me about the items that I have placed on that property. I previously had, or the owner of the property, my mother, Christine Travato, had previously placed no trespassing posted signs and a primitive fence around that section of property. Gary Coate and his wife both called in to make complaints about it, said that they were going to remove those items. And it's in the police log on March 23rd of 2017 that they had removed those items from that property. And I have some of the reports here with me if you guys would like to look at any of those. But after they removed those items, a complaint was filed for criminal destruction of property. I was told that they would go forward with charges once a survey was completed. About a week later, a survey was completed, and it's noted in the police log that the property line was approximately where those posted signs had been placed. Well, about a year later, that's when the incident with Diane occurs. She trespasses on that property. Having known that it was posted, having removed those signs from that property, the police having it in their log that they knew that that property was posted and that they took those signs down doesn't negate the fact that it's a secured premises. So when criminal trespass is generally a violation unless it includes a secured premises, then it's a misdemeanor and the charges would be pursuable for up to a year. I filed a complaint with the Weare Police Department, asked to speak with Chief Kelly directly on the matter, and I received this letter back saying that, you guys can pass it around if you like. I did write some stuff on the back of it, those are just my notes. Specifically, the law is cited there where it shows that it's a misdemeanor on the bottom. It's 635, Chapter 2, Section 3, under B, and subsection 1. That makes it clear that that would be a misdemeanor. Due to statute of limitations, I got that letter back about 3.5 months after filing it. Statute of limitations on a misdemeanor is 1 year. I asked repeatedly to meet with him on this matter. He refused to do so. That is not correct, and something needs to be done about the matter with the criminal activities that are being taken against me by the people of 25 Waterman Road. And because of the actions that they've allowed to continue to spiral out of control and not press the appropriate charges, these people have continued to fabricate a number of other stories which they've been able to get away with because I cannot prove that they're lying because the police will not help me in a matter that I can easily prove. So that's what I'm here to discuss, and I'm sure that there will be other people that may come forward at this point to discuss having similar situations. I hope they do. That's why I chose to speak here at the Selectmen's meeting. And I would like somebody to look into what's going on and why the Weare Police Department isn't doing their job. There's been a number of times where it's taken several hours for them to respond to this original conflict. I called them to have them come out and resolve this before it even started into the assault that happened later in the day. They didn't respond until the people got home and were already starting to yell and start a confrontation almost 3 hours later. I've called the state police to ask for help in a manner where they have refused to press charges or they just won't respond. And without the Weare Police Department asking for the assistance of the state police, we cannot get that help. And if they're not going to ask for help when they do not have the necessary manpower to take care of what's going on in this town, then it needs to be looked into that we hire the state police as our main police force. So, I guess that's the conclusion I have on that topic. There's also a culvert on Waterman Road I'd like to discuss.
A culvert?
Oh yeah,
Okay.
I have video of it flooding my backyard where my sheep are swimming. And I've asked a number of times to have this corrected. I've asked guys when they're out there to, at least clear the end of it. Most recently, the water was level with Waterman Road, and there was a foot of water, probably 5-6 feet wide, so a pretty substantial amount of water. I mean, that's a brook at that point,
Yeah.
that has backed up and is now dumping into my sheep pasture. And because of that, last year, I lost the sheep on the October 31st flood we had in 2017. And then this year it was just as bad. There was a foot of water in my entire pen. There's no way to get the sheep out of there. They won't go through deeper water. You just have to hope it doesn't get any deeper and that they'll survive it. So this additional water is putting, if it would just flow through and the culvert below would handle it, I mean, that's fine, but it's backing up and it's causing damage to my property. So it really needs to be looked into for an adequate culvert there. The one that comes under Reservoir Drive from the small pond that's on Wayne Graham's property, the culvert there is 3 to 4 times the size of the culvert under Waterman Road, so it's overwhelming that culvert. And I mean, just a bigger culvert's all it's going to take. So the town's attention on it would be fantastic.
We can definitely relay that to the powers to be.
All right. Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you very much.
Oh, I did. Thank you.
We'll also inquire about your other topic as well.
All right, thank you.
Okay, up next, we will recognize Karen for a update in the Parks and Recs department.
Hi everybody, happy holiday. Karen from Weare Park and Rec. I'm actually here on kind of 2 parts. One being we have a student from John Stark High School who has come to our board for some assistance with his capstone project. So I'm going to have him, he's written something up and he's going to read from that. He's going to introduce himself and give you an idea of what he's looking at for his project with Parks Help. Okay?
Good evening. My name is Ben Stogner. I'm a senior at John Stark Regional High School, and as a senior, I'm required to do the capstone project so I can graduate in June. The project consists of 20 hours of physical work and 10 hours of research, and each student is assigned a coach, which is a teacher that works at John Stark, and they guide you along with a community mentor. The project must be completed in mid-May, when each senior has to present to the school and the community. I thought of projects that could have been possible at Chase Park, where I've been working there for a lifeguard for 2 years. And one of the ideas was making a stairway from the parking lot going down to the Red Cross stairs, or putting up a swing set in near the bathrooms. And it was recommended that I attend a park and rec meeting to discuss the ideas. So in September, I attended one of those meetings, and while discussing the project options, the board proposed a small pavilion shade structure to be built at Bolton Memorial Field Playground. We discussed the pavilion kits as an option for the project, and I understand that this is something that has been requested by residents of the community and was recently a project that the park board had considered. I've played sports at Bolton Field, and I've seen countless kids and families playing on that playground. And there honestly is no shade down there. So to me, I thought that this project was a good idea, and it would allow me to be able to complete my capstone project. I was asked to research the pavilion kit options that would meet the desired size, materials, and of course the cost. And following that meeting, I submitted my proposal to the Capstone Advisory Committee, and which was approved. The Parks approval and Capstone Advisory go ahead. Then I contacted Chip Meany to be my mentor, and Mr. Meany advised that any structure would need to be accompanied by an engineered stamp and certified plans. With that in mind, I researched numerous options and have identified several 12 by 14 structures that would be a possibility, and I have a couple packets for you guys. This is just the different ideas. Or different kits. And
There's one for each of you.
Okay.
Yeah.
Take one.
Yeah,
pass it
take
down.
one and pass it down.
Oh, okay. I can do that.
In October, the Park Board Park Board committed to funding the project and voted to spending up to $10,000 on the project. While the work and construction will need to be completed in the spring, the Park Board would like to make the purchase prior to year's end. Today, I'm seeking for your approval to move forward with this project. If you approve, I will be meeting with Chip Meany on Wednesday evening to review the kit options and see which one I should
Pursue.
go on with. That's all.
Build a pavilion.
So there's three different options there.
Okay.
Each has different pricing. We have verified that the kits will come with the certified engineered plans. There are enough funds in the park budget to make the purchase. It's a large purchase, we get that. Unfortunately, there's not really another avenue for us to do a project of this size without getting CIP approval. And that the threshold isn't met at the $15,000 level for a project of that small a size, even though it seems to be a huge size. So the kits come pre-drilled, instructions.
Some assembly required.
Assembly definitely required, but
Yeah.
with, making it easier than it would be to cut the pieces yourself. And, it's one way for the park board to accomplish this project with, labor, and get it done that way, so.
Is that what we went for this year?
Yeah.
Right.
No,
Any,
last year.
Gosh,
For this,
Yep,
this
we
deliberative session.
proposed a big one, a large structure down by the soccer field, plus a little baby one up on the playground,
okay,
in order to meet that $50,000 threshold.
okay.
So knocking out the big one, we want a little one
A little one.
up on the playground where you can stick a couple
Mhm.
picnic tables under, and people can sit in the shade up there.
Right.
There is no shade up there.
Right.
really.
But we're talking
I
about
think we have to check.
2018, right?
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
we have to look into
Town
that.
Yeah, we'd have to look into that.
And what?
We have to look into it because there's RSA that says that no means no. as
So
far
if we
as,
ask for them in March.
we asked for it in March, you can't, because the taxpayer said no, we may not be able to.
Use
money
this year's
forward.
funds.
Use this year's funds,
Yes.
so.
2019 be a different subject, but the one.
Oh, so if we made an expenditure like that in 2019, it would be a different.
Am I wrong in saying?
Yes.
Yeah.
No,
I
yeah.
think that's okay.
Then it's
right.
not
But the
before.
2018 is a no means no.
Ah,
Right.
Okay.
So we'd have to look into that. But,
Okay. Well,
yeah.
with that being said, I mean, it's something that 2019 we may want.
I mean,
to-
I'm not against it.
No.
Myself personally, but I would just want to make sure that legally we can.
Yeah, yeah.
And
I mean,
it's,
we have to wait
it's,
till January 1st.
it's a good project.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a very,
Yeah.
Yeah.
it's great,
I
a
mean,
great
there
undertaking.
really is no shade down
No, it's
So-
beneficial for
there.
both.
Yeah.
Really?
Both sides, yeah.
Yeah.
So,
So-
now which one did you opt to for this one? There's 3 quotes.
Yeah, there are 3 different quotes. You'll notice that the first 2 are pretty similar in structure.
Mhm.
The third one's quite a bit beefier,
Yep.
and also exceeds the $10,000 that we're
Right.
looking to.
Yeah, I saw that. Not by much, but-
Yeah, you know, originally the timber frame pavilion, initially they were like, oh yeah, it comes with sealed drawings. So then we reached out to the other 2 and said, can you produce sealed drawing? Which they agreed to for an additional fee.
Of course.
So,
Yeah.
yeah, the other 2, you know, they come out under,
Right.
you know, and for cost savings, I mean, the Horizon Structures one comes out at 75.80,
75.
you know, with the sealed drawings, so. I don't know, and there's a picture
And that's this one,
attached.
correct?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. For a general idea of what it would look like, you know, yeah, there's, I think there's a picture attached to each one. So, I mean, we'd like your input, you know.
Now, what would be the plan for the footing / foundation of it?
I don't know.
I'd
Is
have to
that-
talk to Chip Meany about
Is
that.
that figured in the, yeah, I mean, that isn't figured in
That
the
is figured in
price.
the dollar price, is it?
It's not,
Oh,
no.
so,
So,
I mean, I'm sure sonotubes would be
yeah,
more than enough, but.
yeah,
you
that's
have
what we
to,
were going to.
Okay,
Yeah.
I'm just thinking there's another cost to that, and I don't know how many I could be planning,
And the
6,
cement.
8, 10, who knows?
So, to speak to that, there's, you know, obviously the cost of it, a brunt of it would Park would have to pay for,
Mhm.
but, a donation from Country 3 could be a possibility
Yeah,
as well for
absolutely.
the
Mhm.
footings.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Maybe they'll get, especially where it's Weare, Henniker, maybe they'll get one of the concrete companies in Henniker to donate the concrete. So,
Okay.
but, just a thought.
Okay.
Yeah.
There's a couple
We
up
knew it
there.
was coming.
There's a couple up there, so.
Yeah, so,
Yeah.
but without talking to Chip, really, you know,
Right.
we want to make sure. So if it's not totally out of the water, then we'll keep our meeting with Chip.
Anybody else say no?
No.
Any other water, unless no means no?
well, I think we have to look into that, but
We definitely
yeah.
have to
No,
look
no,
at it.
We have
and
to
that's
look into
fine.
that, but,
my understanding of the no means no thing is, okay, so it was on the ballot for 2018, got kicked, and 2019 is a brand new,
So after the first of the year, it's
Year.
like,
A
yeah,
possibility.
okay,
yeah, if they,
Yeah.
March, after March.
okay.
I turn right,
So-
I'm not aware.
Anybody know what the RSA is?
I don't remember it offhand,
No?
but I remember he ran into it with his vehicle purchases, so.
Okay.
That was the no means no.
Yeah, right, yeah. Face value.
So,
Okay, so that's, our
So-
presentation.
Thank you.
I think we're still considering,
Yeah,
so.
Okay.
we're still in the ballpark.
And we
Still in the
got, you know,
ballpark. No pun intended.
knowing we possibly can go forward, I mean, if it's a no, then he's gotta find something else to do.
Yep,
So.
yep, so, as soon as, we find out, she
Plant a
can let
tree
you
or
know.
something, you
Yeah,
know,
yeah, seen that done before.
yeah, a couple, but anyway. So, on another note, this is now me, Park and Rec, talking.
Okay.
I'm going to be resigning.
No,
I know.
we don't accept, sorry.
I thought about the first of the year, but that was a while ago, so clearly we're not there. I'm agreeable to staying to the end of close of Chase Park next year, to see it through the season. So if you advertise and find somebody who wants to take over prior to then, by all means, send them my way. But otherwise, I'll be
So
out
Chase
next year.
Park next year,
2019.
so the fall of 2019.
Yeah. Yeah, so October 8th or whatever it is.
Yeah.
How about November 1st? That way we get,
Okay.
you know, that full month in there.
Gotcha.
Spread the word.
Will do.
Okay,
Okay.
Okay.
all right. Good to go.
We're still not gonna accept it though.
I know, right? Hopefully 9, 11, 10, 11 months is enough
Warning,
for you. Yeah.
enough notice.
Yeah. I'm always happy to help, anyway. So,
Okay.
all right.
Well, thank you both.
All right,
thank you.
thanks, guys.
Thank
Thanks for your
you.
attention. Thank you, everybody. Have a nice holiday.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
too.
Yep, you too.
All right.
Thank you.
Now, we'll move on to Mike Sullivan in the library budget presentation.
So I know you folks have the 5-line numbers, probably. Sorry I didn't get this to you earlier. It was the very end of last week before I had the breakdown bit by bit, but.
Thank you.
Oh, careful. That sign's gonna get you.
Don't worry, it gets everybody.
Very useful. It's too far away for me to see.
Thank you. We'll get you some glasses.
Yeah.
I need a lot more than glasses. Let's be honest.
You know, thank you, Mike.
I will try to keep this very short and quick. You can stop me at any point where you're satisfied. Our library's request this year for an operating budget is a reduction of 1.3%. Oh, yep. Let me keep one for me here. What?
Do you need to make copies?
I got 2 more.
Sounds like
Yeah.
we're need copies.
So need to go make
One or two
copies.
short. So yeah, for the 3rd year, we're still whittling away, and basically the cost to do what we're doing this year will be about 1.3% less than last year. The main reason for that is we've had for the last more than 2 years now been working on redoing our network from the outside in. So we've built up our bandwidth, we've built up the quality of our switches and our networking, and we finally got to the last piece, which is the actual machines that people use, and we replaced those this year. So that line is down to just a maintenance, replacing basically one computer a year to keep us from getting into the position where we have to redo the whole network in 2 years again. So that's the big decrease that causes that. Over the course of now, since 2016, we're looking at a total decrease of 2.3%, so we've been whittling it down every year. Hopefully I don't really need to go through too much about how much of an impact we have in town. I think we have a greater impact every day. That's certainly our goal. So we get, the basic stats are there. Our basic usage number, which is circulation, that's traditionally what libraries use, is up 14%. But of course, most of what we do isn't checking out books. It's programs and services and all of that. And our programming is more than doubled at every level in the last couple of years. We're just trying to be more and more of a presence in town. Certainly, the technology part of it has been large, and 21% increase in the number of items that we check out just electronically, not actual physical items, but electronic ebooks and downloadables. That's now up to 17% of what we do, which makes my life so much more fun. Probably the biggest number, we really focused the last year on trying to do as much as we could for our senior population. Really kind of honed in. We hone in on a different thing every year. So the amount that we circulate large print books just in the last year is up 56%, and it was growing before that. But yeah, we're up more than 50% on that. That's basically where we've been. We We are going to offer a warrant article to open on Fridays. We thought that that was a real separate issue. The town should get a chance to vote on that. That's not part of the budget. The budget you're seeing in front of you is basically do what we did last year, this year. Hopefully do it a little bit better, get a little more business going. But the extra day will be a warrant article that we'll introduce.
Absolutely. No, I mean, I for one might want to commend you with everything you've done over there. The exposure that the library has is incredible. You know, I've lived here my entire life. It's been short. It's been a lot shorter than some of my.
Oh, sorry.
But like I said, I mean,
What was that about, slander?
Yeah.
no words mentioned. And like I said, I just, there's always the sandwich signs out front. I always read it, and there's always something new on it, between the Weare and the World and all that. And I know that's not reflected in this, right?
Oh no, Where in the World is completely within.
Perfect, even better.
This. Oh yes,
I think
Where in the World comes without not an extra penny in any budget, comes out of our regular budget.
And I read that every time it comes out.
Good.
Every time. So like I said, I want to commend you because I think you're doing an excellent job.
Well, thank you.
And the budget, I have no questions at all on myself. Any other board members?
I have one question, Mike. If you're going to open up or try to stay open on Fridays, where's that money coming to pay the help?
Well, that would be in the warrant article.
Warrant article.
In the warrant,
Okay.
yeah. It'd be all inclusive.
There'll be a
inclusive.
separate
Okay.
warrant article. If
All right.
that warrant article fails, we'll keep the same hours we have. I will note we have increased our hours twice now without increasing the budget or during a special warrant article because we didn't have to increase staff. We
Yeah.
did some rearranging, so we're now open on Saturdays all year round, and our Saturday hours are 5 hours, not just 3. Those are the last 2 years our increases. I would make a shot at opening on Fridays with what we have, except for we are just
Right.
Strap.
yeah. It's been good that we've been reassessing and putting resources where they could be used best. I just at this point I don't see any more leeway there. Other parts of the budget, we try and save. We replaced the boiler, and that has helped keep our heating costs down. Thank goodness, and that was part of the decrease last year. So some of those things come up. We replaced our copier, which cut down on our supplies cost. That helped.
Are you oil or propane over there?
We are fuel oil. Yeah,
Fuel oil.
oil.
Why didn't we pull theirs back into the
Propane?
government buildings?
That's
Town
run
hall.
by the trustees.
Oh,
You
Yeah.
only do the payroll here, and then you cut an allotment to them.
okay.
Yeah,
I
we have
just know
that
our
weird
group
gorgeous.
thing.
Yeah.
The group rate type thing. I didn't know why we couldn't. In. But, okay.
Yeah, that co-jurisdictional issue makes some things just a little bit harder, unfortunately.
Yeah, no, it is what it is, though.
Yeah, well,
Mike,
we'll keep working
Can I
on
ask
it.
about
Yeah.
Facebook?
Yes.
If we had something arise and we needed to get an alert out,
Yep.
we don't do Facebook. Our group doesn't.
Yeah.
Do we just bounce something to you?
Yep.
Like if we had an all of a sudden we had a culvert disappear and the road's closed.
Right.
We don't have a way of putting that out there
Quickly, anyway.
quickly,
Yeah.
and I think you have a great following that, you know what I mean. And now I thought you had a Facebook page, but I wasn't
Yep.
sure.
We actually,
So if we
I was going to
send
say,
something
we,
to-
we have two. We've got one for the library,
Okay.
and then one for the town in general that
Okay.
I run, and we contribute, library contributes, but
Okay.
so does everybody else, Parks and Rec and everything.
So if it's a
That's the way to
Sunday,
do it.
how do I get a hold of you? And we have an
You have my
emergency.
cell phone, right?
You don't have to say it now. I can get it later.
Okay, yep. Oh, yeah, that is the easiest way, and I do have a connection now at home, so
Yeah,
I
because
can,
we had
I
something
can do it.
occur one Saturday and it required the road to be closed, but it was midstream of a road.
Yeah.
So I alerted our emergency staff, but to get it out to the community, you didn't know until you came upon it.
Right.
Yeah,
So I just needed
Yeah.
another way of doing it.
yeah.
So.
Yeah, the Facebook page that we run is Weare, NH. There is a Weare
Yes.
NH without the comma that doesn't.
Yes.
That's pretty much. I don't know if they're even still posting anything. You
But
can
yes.
always post as a guest post on that, it just doesn't go out quite as well. So the best way to do that is, as soon as something happens, anybody with a personal Facebook page, do a guest post to Weare, comment. Nobody here does Facebook at all. Just call me.
You're on it.
I'm on it.
I'm on.
Okay, yeah, if you have,
He is too, I know he is.
okay, yeah. Just post
You're guilty now.
post a guest post to Weare NH, and then call me, because all I have to do is go in there, hit one button, and it
Shares it out. Yeah.
it pushes out rather than just sitting out.
Okay, all right.
And that's, that's available. That's actually, it's branded with Weare in the World. It's got the same images and everything, and the same information goes out in a slightly different format, because the populations that use a print newspaper and use Facebook aren't exactly equal. But both of those are available if you ever need anything. Sometimes the easiest way to get it into Weare in the World is just post it as a guest post on Weare NH, and then I automatically pick it up.
I'll probably
for the
just
paper.
text you because I don't have Facebook.
Okay, yeah, that works too. Oh yeah, text works really, really well, because then I don't have to retype anything.
Okay.
I can do it I can quote you word for word and not have to worry about it.
Just proofread it, please.
Yeah. And if I could just make one note, I thank you very much for a compliment on what I do, but you guys know, of course, that I'm just at the head of a big organization. My staff really does a whale of a job, and I've asked them to do more with less and be smarter, and a lot of them they're doing a lot of continuing education. Our board of trustees is, quite frankly, probably the best I've ever worked with, and I've been in this business for 30 years. This is probably the only time in my life I haven't had to worry about my board of trustees. Just to put where that out. So they deserve easily as much credit. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mike.
Thank you, Mike.
When you have your warrant article, is that going to have any funding
There'll be
involved
money
with it?
attached.
There'll have to
Oh,
be
yeah.
money, yeah.
Yeah, it'll get rolled back in the operating
Yeah.
budget
Yeah, if it passes the first year, we'll roll it into the operating budget for 2020. But
when would you want to start though? As soon as
Yeah,
as soon
well,
as
I
the
mean-
yes vote, so it'd be 9 months.
it's 8 months actually, just
Okay.
because it will involve either hiring another staff member.
Okay.
Actually, it'll probably involve hiring one more part-time staff member and rearranging other people's hours.
Okay.
So I'm gonna need a little more time on that.
Little time.
Yeah, I know some of them go 9 months, but I won't be able to do that.
Okay.
Okay,
You had a question?
Thank
for
you.
me from finance.
Oh, finance committee.
yes.
Thank you. Neil Kirk, a question from the Finance Committee. How much will the warrant article cost for the Friday opening?
He doesn't
I
know.
had
That's
it on
what
my
I was-
computer. No, I actually had it done the end of last week, and I didn't print it out.
Approximately.
Approximately 6, Mike? 6 or 7? It wasn't a lot.
No, it was pretty small. God, I can picture it. I want to say it would be closer to 12. I think it's about 11, but I didn't print it out to bring it with me.
Further question? Is there money in the budget to deal with the Sawyer room floor and mold and so forth?
Oh, the money for the floor itself, the
Coming from
town has
here.
approved for, out of the,
Government.
Building
Government.
maintenance.
thank you, fun. The money for the cabinets is gonna come out of the trust money that the library receives the benefit of every year. And then the other piece of the project, the Friends of the Library is talking about kicking in for a large screen TV to turn it into a movie theater as well.
Thank you.
So it'll come from a number of different places.
Tom?
Just put that information on the warrant article. There's a finance committee meeting a week from Wednesday, maybe we could have it.
Okay, yep. Yeah, as I said, it's on my computer. I put the last period on it on Thursday before I went home, and I just forgot to print it out.
Any other
Been one of
finance
those
committee
days.
questions?
No.
No?
Thank you.
Thank you, Mike.
Thank you, Mike.
That's it.
All right, we'll move on to meeting minutes.
And you put some old ones, because I
Yeah,
think
we
you have.
I don't have the ones from the 5th.
Wait, do you have signatures for Beth? She can take the box.
Box.
What was that?
I still have it.
I was gonna let you have the box to take upstairs.
He said no?
And he said no, but unless he's loving it.
Must mean he'll bet. He'll
Hey, you
bet.
have- No, I think it's,
Is it good questions?
No.
No, signatures on everything.
It was being difficult.
Rocks in it, if you're carrying it upstairs.
Oh. Be nice to me now.
Isn't that come under the slander policy?
I think
That was public comment.
now you can do the 10th, the 22nd, and the 29th, but you can't do the 5th because I didn't get them to you today.
Yeah.
okay, I got them.
And the next item I didn't, or 2 items down from that I didn't get to you either.
Manifest.
Right.
What were you doing today? I guess I gotta come up here and supervise.
These are 29.
Oh.
Oh, that clears it.
You're being the store clerk.
9, 10, 17. 9, 10, 17.
I want in my left
18.
No.
What?
9, 10 of 18.
Correct.
9, 10, we never,
You put 9,
You
10,
put 9,
17
10, 17.
in the email.
oh,
Yeah.
That's
Well,
why
I
I
got
didn't
the
read it.
other-
That's
there
why
was
I
two-
didn't read it.
There was
I
2
thought it was
emails
an
with
oddball
it, and I
thing.
got the, one said 17.
Where is
the
it?
other-
oh, sorry. Wow, I really
Wow.
went back in time.
Okay. So 9, 10 of 18's
18.
minutes.
Yes.
Label 17 on the
All right.
email. But we get it, it's okay.
I know.
Anything on page 1?
Yes.
Go.
The paragraph above the last paragraph. In the last
God.
sentence.
Yes.
Take out the word "and" after Hippler.
Mm-hmm.
Chipper and Chipper. Wow, that was.
That's a new
Where?
one.
I'm sorry, Brian.
Haven't heard that one before. I've marked that one down.
Hippler asked, yep.
Okay.
Gotcha.
Anything else? Anything else on 1? 2?
Yep. Appointment to Conservation Commission,
Yep.
second to the last line. Instead of appointment, appoint.
Yep.
DPW update, the first line. Before Logan, just take out the word "of."
Why would you
Why
want
would
To
you
approve the hiring of.
Hire
Of
of,
Logan.
of Logan.
The new
hiring.
hire,
Discuss the new
Logan
hire
Bannister.
Of Logan Bannister.
The hiring
Logan Bannister?
Of, yeah.
Yeah, that's
Was
fine.
present to discuss the new hire, Logan Bannister, as a truck driver.
Of Logan.
Yeah, I don't really think you need the of.
I don't think you need
Well,
to
either
do
way, it's fine.
You need a comma.
Hiring.
You don't have the
You gotta take a
You
comma,
gotta put a
yeah.
comma,
Yeah,
so
put a
just
comma.
leave it in there.
All right, just leave it there then. Okay.
Are you leaving it?
Yeah.
Thanks for leaving it.
Yeah.
Leave it be. Anything else on page 2? Or 3?
Yep, I think the number, 1, 2, 3 lines down from the top,
Yeah, should be.
should be 2 million.
Oh.
Is it, or 2, what is it, an estimate?
Should have another zero on
Probably
the
gonna be
end.
more than $2,000 fixed.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's good, well, yeah,
No, no,
there's
no,
a
no.
zero missing.
Wait.
There's a 0 missing.
The last
He's
zero.
talking about the red road, so yes, it's 2 million.
Consider
Right.
the red road
Yep.
to be
Gotcha.
called.
Add a 0.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Was it 2 million or 2.5?
No, when he was talking about the yellow and
Versus the
green,
red.
it was
Yeah.
2 million.
No.
Right.
Yeah.
Anything else on 3?
It's the same way they brought it before.
Yeah.
4?
Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 6th line down from the top. Selectman Snyder inquired starting bidding at assessed, ASSESSED.
Oh. Wow. That's a
Alrighty
bad
then.
one.
What,
It is what it is.
Okay.
what page are we on for?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
Wow.
And actually, I
Starting
mean,
bidding
I think I
at
did
assessed
say
value.
80, 89, but I
Assessed.
didn't know if it was another number.
Okay.
Where Spencer Morgan, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 lines up. It is RSA 8088 instead of 8089.
9.
There's that.
The RSA.
Yeah.
Yep, I see it.
Okay. Anything else on 4? 5? while we're here, though, any word on that last paragraph?
Oh, no.
No, and I didn't check on either.
What'd you do
Six.
today?
Waiting for lunch to come.
What did I want?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, would you say 6 or? Gotta check up here. I haven't heard
Okay.
about the other thing either.
On-
Wait a minute. You said on the bottom of 6.
Haven't gotten a 6 yet.
We're just started
I have a
6.
couple of things here, but
I'm sorry, I'm tired.
We're talking about the
Yeah,
bottom
the-
of 5.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
now we moved on to 6.
Six.
Yeah.
right. I think that paragraph was grant funding for the, I kept reading through here. Let's see, it was suggested operating, for grant funding, operating for grant funding and capital reserve fund.
I don't even know where you are.
At the top of page 6.
Because you
Okay, no.
you couldn't,
Budget and Capital Reserve Fund.
you couldn't use it retroactively. Reimburse option.
I still don't understand.
Because you went and checked with, I think Christensen.
Homeland Security.
Oh, and the Homeland Security for the
Security.
And I
road.
think that that's what that was referring to, was grant funding.
You want grant funding in there in the first sentence?
Yeah, I had it where I wanted it, but I don't remember. Let's see. I'd like to wrap it up.
Reviewing the security cameras.
Can't, you can't, we can't.
Chairman Hipler
Do it all.
regarded funding, town administrator.
Is it
Just an
grant
operating
funding in
budget,
that?
Capital reserve fund, towns will have.
Well, had followed up with the Department of Homeland Security regarding grant funding and
Right.
retroactive reimbursements options was not available.
Right, okay.
Make sense?
Yeah,
We still in the back?
yeah, third sentence down, up with
From
grant
5 to
funding.
top of 6.
Yeah, top of 6.
Actually, around the top.
After
of
Homeland Security, just put regarding grant funding.
Now, in the next paragraph, are we talking about metal shingles or metal
Metal-
roofing?
Metal roofing.
Okay, so those two need to be changed. From shingles to roofing,
We're looking for both.
yeah,
Look, yeah.
Oh, metal
okay.
shingles, okay, yeah, metal roof.
right.
They get metal roof that looks like shingles now.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah, I know, I heard that.
Yeah, they
Anything
do. I've
else?
seen it. It actually looks pretty
Page
good.
6,
Yeah, Vice Chairman Meany,
at the bottom.
at the end, regarding a change in work schedule, not chance. And nothing on the last page from me.
Anything from any other board member?
No,
Entertain?
Make a motion, we accept the minutes for September 10th, 2018, as amended.
second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Move on to October 22nd.
Oh, we only have October 17th?
No,
No,
you
oh,
already
no,
did the
October, that's
17th.
right, that's right, we did it.
You're gonna have the 5th and the 17th next time.
Yeah.
You have minutes from Saturday.
I think this, oh,
Yeah, one
I didn't give you the 5th. She emailed it to me, but
oh,
I didn't
okay.
share them with you.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm sorry, I thought he was talking October.
No, and then the 17th
Yeah.
from Saturday. You'll have-
Yeah,
So we've got 29th, so 22nd.
22nd, 10/22,
What about the 7th? Oh, never mind.
17th.
we did them. All it needed to be changed was hand in hand, I think, on
Yes.
those, yeah.
I put hand and hand. It was
Hand,
hand in hand.
Okay.
That was the
right.
only thing
Yeah.
on 17th.
Yep,
Okay.
Okay. All right. 1022, page 1.
Why don't I have that?
okay, the only thing I had was, under the second paragraph, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, the sixth line up, it says not discussion, should be no.
No discussion.
Anything else on page 1? 2?
Yep. Under 2019 DPW, the second line down, all the shoulders have been done. Just add the word bin.
Okay. Anything
That's
else?
okay.
Mm.
No.
No? Page 3?
Let's see. Guesstimate is 2 S's.
Where's that?
The second paragraph down, it's
The
in there twice.
guesstimation? The guesstimation?
Right.
It's 2 S's?
It's 2 S's.
I didn't think it was a word.
Yeah, it is.
I didn't either, that's why I know
It
it's
was-
got 2
It was
S's.
an accurate quote. I like it.
Yeah, that's the word that was used, I'm pretty sure.
It
Yeah,
was.
it was.
And now, let's see.
In both
The
places?
fourth line down should be not. The
With
town
the-
has not changed where the. Okay.
Fourth line down, we're in the same
Paragraph.
same paragraph.
After guesstimation.
Anything else on 3? Well, 4.
Only one little one?
Yep.
The sentence from, up from the bottom, the board
Approve the draft.
approved the draft. Take out was.
Where are we?
Very last paragraph. Very last line. The board was.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, the board
The board
approved.
approved. Okay.
Alright. Anything on 5?
Yep, under holiday schedule,
Yep.
second line down, no meeting instead of not.
Okay.
I just figured out who Christine Travato is. It's been bugging me the whole meeting.
What's that?
The guy's mom, he said his mom's name was Christine Travato, and I've heard that name before. She's like the town administrator for Henniker,
Was.
I think?
Was.
Was.
Right.
I
Yep.
just made that connection.
There you go.
Here comes,
It's been bugging me the whole
here comes our
meeting.
6th selectman.
It's selectman number 6.
Yeah.
Peter, how are
Yeah.
you?
Pick a chair, any chair.
You wanna
Alright.
sign in?
Anything else on page
Mystery guest,
5?
the mystery guest list.
No,
6? 6? Going once?
wait, just,
Going twice.
under the food pantry,
Yep.
second line down, that the food pantry has decided to not move forward in running the food pantry.
No, with,
Should have,
with running.
No, the food pantry has decided
I say not to move forward.
not to move forward.
Not to move forward, that's kind of
Yeah.
funky.
Oh, yeah, it's not to move forward
Not
with
to
running the
move
food.
forward.
Right.
yeah.
Would be the food pantry, would be hand in hand ministries with
No.
the, with
Anything else
still
on
the
page
food
6?
pantry.
Entertain a motion?
Make a motion, we accept minutes from October 22nd, 2018 as amended.
Is there a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
10:29.
They're kind of short.
That's okay.
Yep.
That's all right, because I don't have them here.
Okay. Page 1.
I just had a question. The Clinton Grove Academy base needed to be painted?
No, not painted.
Right.
Jacked up.
Right.
No, the base, didn't Tom ask you about
Oh,
painting?
Tom asked about repainting the bell tower.
Bell
Because
tower,
it's
not
been,
the base.
it's been,
But
it's
the
been
Clinton Grove
8,
bell tower?
it's been going on almost 10 years
Yeah.
since that bell tower was redone. I think it was 2008 that was done, I
Is that on
believe.
page 1?
Yes.
Yeah.
It's under public comment.
That's where I want to tell you, I gotta call him too, because that's really upsetting me.
Yeah.
We haven't seen anybody yet.
No.
I
And he's
know,
got-
I'm gonna ask you that.
And he's got money,
And he's got money.
so it's either Andy up
Or we'll contact our lawyer.
or send the money back or do
Yeah.
it.
Well, we don't want to send it back because we only bid we had and they'll do good work.
Wow.
You know, we
Well,
may not
that-
get them till spring.
They have to be up there though, and that's gonna have to be earmarked now.
Yeah,
Because that money was put in there this year,
Right.
so it's gonna have to be earmarked
marked
if that's
for
the
them
case.
in the
We'll have
spring.
to, yeah,
Well, you could earmark, it doesn't have to be encumbered because it's in a capital reserve fund.
yeah, but the thing is it's,
No, but
But
it's,
still.
Right.
we've got
They
a
make it-
contract.
they
with
make-
the
them.
base
yeah,
is
they
bell
making no
tower.
friends, yeah.
it's the bell tower, not the base.
Yeah,
I'm not
it's a bell
judging
tower.
their
Was it the
work.
base of the bell tower?
No,
or
the whole,
entire bell
the,
tower?
probably the whole thing.
Okay.
I mean, if they're gonna go up,
Yeah.
there's no sense. If it's been 10 years, it's probably time to get it scraped and repainted.
Yeah,
So you're not gonna just do the base.
Yeah.
Probably the base looks a little worse than the rest of it, because it gets the splash up from the roof.
Anything else on page 1? 2? Anything on 2?
I was reading the part where it says under government building and maintenance, the 80-foot lift for the bell tower at the town hall, right? And painting at Gordon Brown building.
The roof, coating the roof, the old section,
Right,
the
okay.
first section of the barn.
So are they gonna use the 80-foot lift for it?
No, that's for the bell.
Well, that's why I wanted to clarify.
I don't
by
believe
adding-
they'll use any lift down there,
Right.
but I'm not sure.
So
I mean,
what-
they may take it down when they're done.
They can't do a whole lot of painting right now.
No, it's too cold, it's not gonna
Right.
happen this year, I don't believe. That.
Unless we get a hot spell.
So we're waiting for them to do the bell tower
Right.
at the town hall and painting. at
The
Gordon
roof,
Brown.
painting the roof.
Yes,
The
at Gordon Brown
first section
building.
of the roof,
Right,
the old portion, the old barn portion.
okay,
But that's not gonna happen this year,
right.
because you need a week of decent weather, and you're not
So
gonna
we
get it.
adding anything there?
Yes, what I said.
Oh, I didn't hear you.
Where have you been today?
I really have a sword, so.
Okay, after bell tower put at town hall
Okay.
and painting the roof
Or-
at Gordon Brown building.
Or coating
Abound.
the roof, whichever, yeah.
Mhm. And then that's it for me. I don't know about anybody else.
Anything else on page 2? 3? Move to accept the October 29th, 2018 minutes as amended.
Second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Abstain.
How dare you?
Oh, there was one thing.
You
It
weren't
wasn't
there.
say, it wasn't.
That you weren't here?
Yeah, it
Yeah, I
doesn't
know.
have on there that I was absent, so, at the
It
beginning.
doesn't have you listed as being here.
No,
No.
Did you make any motions?
He wasn't here.
I wasn't here.
He
I
had
was.
sur-
Yeah, I
Oh.
didn't make any more. What are you, now I'm getting one that's punchy. I've been up all night, so, all day.
Manifest.
Okay.
Manifest. There it is, manifest. Ta-da.
He asked a question, he's here.
You what?
Oh, yeah.
Manifest. All right. I'll move to order the treasurer to sign payroll and accounts payables checks dated November 21st, 2018 is included in the following manifest. A payroll manifest of $61,514.71 for weekly and monthly payroll. An accounts payable manifest of $21,212.23. A John Starks payable of $250,000 and a Weare School District payable of $450 for a total of $782,726.94. And the following manifests were previously ordered to be signed at the November 5th Board of Selectmen's meeting for a payroll manifest that totaled $56,132.89 for payroll checks dated 11/15, and an accounts payable manifest of $50,806.05 for checks dated 11/15 as well. Is there a second?
Second.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, I don't have a report, I apologize. It's just been a little crazy today.
We have,
So,
we've been doing the
Wing it.
baskets.
Baskets, and I will say something. The food pantry we did today, and we gave out baskets to families for Thanksgiving, and the overwhelming support from the schools and the community in general has just been amazing.
Good.
And I want to thank everybody.
Good.
We had people in here all day long with vehicles dropping stuff at the back door. We had about 10 kids from the middle school came over with the nurse. We had another family with 2 kids and husband and wife that came over, and they started, they did all the baskets. Some of them, Jan was down for a little while, Beth's mom was down for a little while. But then we took the extra kids and we started sorting the cans, checking expiration dates, and just opening up bags of stuff that are there, just so it's been checked over. We still have a few more. I think there's 4 that didn't pick up today, but we did like 30, I think there was 35. There was some last minute that we didn't have on the list, so we gave out 35 today.
How many turkeys did we get?
We got a lot of turkeys, I still got some.
That's all right, you can use some of them at Christmas.
Yeah, yeah. So it has been today a
That's good.
day of just Usually it would have happened Friday, but without the school being in session on
Right.
Friday, that's why it all got over here today.
Mm-hmm.
But with everybody and the outpour,
Worked out
and
good.
I know the girl that helped us downstairs is part of the PTO, and actually her and Sean talked earlier. When he stopped, she had stopped as well, and they're doing something on December 1st. They're doing a Polar Express.
For the
for
kids.
movie.
Cute.
So they're, she talked to him about putting together, and they would put all the PR stuff out there, but you could stuff a cruiser for Christmas.
Mhm.
So they're gonna take care of that and do
Good.
that
Yeah.
at the same night, because you're coming
Oh,
to
nice.
watch the movie, so
Mhm.
it would be a good thing. So there's some really, a ton of community support,
Mm-hmm.
and if anybody still in need of a basket, just call me.
Mm-hmm.
We're here Monday and Tuesday.
Yep.
Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, so just if somebody needs it, but it's really, the whole community as a whole really has pulled together, and I wanna thank everybody.
Can we send a thank you note over to the school?
Oh, for the
Okay.
kids?
Yeah, for the
Yeah, for the
kids, and
kids,
also,
yeah.
from Melissa and her family.
Oh, sure.
I think that would be nice, because
Mhm.
they really came in and helped at the last minute
I know
when
I
we
was
really
overwhelmed.
needed to
I thought we were
help.
having a field trip here, all of a sudden the kids came to my
No,
house, and I'm like,
it was like, oh my.
no, but I'd like to thank everybody.
Yeah, and not that many see us on,
Yeah, yeah.
so I think that would be
So-
nice.
Yeah, so the only thing, I just have 3 things that needs signatures. You all need to sign 2 of them.
So,
One is the department request Mike talked about, you guys, you didn't fill out the CIP.
okay. that's-
Okay.
Okay.
So that, and then I have a cemetery deed, that was purchased that you guys need to sign. The front here, and then it'll be passed on. And then every year, Glenn DuBois
Glenn, yeah, okay. I
does
saw that.
trapping
Trapping it.
at the Bolton Field. So last week, the conservation signed off on, typically, they sign, the chairman signs here, under
Mhm.
here, and then all of you sign the back page for the selectmen,
Trapping permit.
but usually just one of you signs.
Yeah.
The chairman signs somewhere on the front of that goes to the
Mhm.
city name. That's just a trapping permit. That's all I have. Sorry.
One of the things that I picked up on when reading the minutes was the 24-foot to 20-foot reduction of the roads, and there was some talk about possibly having a public hearing on that, or,
Yeah.
I mean, that was what Benji had brought up.
Well,
or
there was
something?
concern with Benji that they weren't gonna have one, they were just gonna
Right.
sign it.
Right.
Mm.
He asked me, and like I said, I didn't get a chance to ask Chip, Chip was gone last week, to see if that was having a public hearing. Jack, I don't know if you know anything more. If
Yeah,
the
they-
planning board's gonna
they-
hold one?
I don't know if they're going to or not.
I think they have to hold.
They have to, I think.
I think
You're
so
gonna make-
too.
I don't know, one of them had a note on it, said public hearing, 1 notice, but I think you have to have 3.
At least 2.
No, but you have to
If there
notice
was
so
two.
everybody can come.
Yeah, they did, they only had was Benji, so I don't know.
They asked him to come that night. though.
Yeah, I
So,
know.
I mean, and I think it's
Yeah.
correct thing to do is to
Mhm.
have the public hearing.
Oh,
Right.
absolutely.
Because you're gonna reduce, there's probably
Yeah.
should be a lot of weigh-in from reducing it,
Right.
you know, just out of the size of vehicles today,
Right.
Mhm.
safety,
Exactly.
you know.
Kids walking out of there if they're going to the school
kids
bus.
walking to the
School bus, yeah.
Absolutely.
You know, you kill a kid or whatever, it's not
Well, I
worth
mean,
it.
I know that
For
that's,
$5,000 or
there's subdivision rules
$6,000.
for, the width of the roads, and that's,
But it's to reduce what was there, and there was a public hearing to adopt what's there, so to reduce it, you'd have to have a public hearing.
yeah, they want to reduce
Is it 20?
22.
Right, but that's gonna reduce the pavement even shorter than that.
Yeah, they want to
18.
reduce the width of the road to 22 feet.
Oh, he said 20.
Oh.
And your.
For certain roads, it'd
Yeah,
be
but
20
you
and
guys
then
both have-
22.
This is town aware / conservation. You both have always signed it. Tom has always signed the front
Yeah.
one.
So you must, he signed under
He signed-
Andy?
Andy signed the front one.
Naomi,
right?
Yeah, I just signed right by
But you
him.
signed either, but Tom used to sign beside it or underneath it.
If you could just keep that,
Okay.
okay, to make sure that it happens. Thank you.
And then you just have the non-public at the end.
Yeah, I just want to make a comment that we did have the town-owned properties auction on Saturday. It went very well. We had, I think, almost 40 bidders there. And it was interesting to see. Like I said, I think we had a lot of interest in it. Not all the properties went. I think we have a little further discussion on that at some point. But we will be having probably another auction come late spring, I would assume.
What did I do?
And he's on the Conservation Commission.
So, we don't, yeah.
But it gets a lot of things, loose ends tied up.
Yeah, and can I add more to that? I did get a package. Jib St. Jean came down when I was downstairs and delivered me a package of the purchase and sales agreement.
Okay.
There has been a couple have already called to schedule closings.
Perfect.
Wow.
And some of them, they'll probably wait till next week for the closings, just because it's a short week.
Mm-hmm.
So, but they're calling to schedule closings.
That's a great thing.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
So, they have to keep in mind too, that whole number, if anybody took note on the number that was collected the other day, there's still 10% comes out and
Comes out
goes
of
to
that.
St. James.
Right. 10%.
Our part of 10%. Yeah, there's a buyer's premium they add on.
Buyer
to it.
premium should be on top of that number.
Okay.
Yes, the buyer's premium, they have to pay the extra 10%.
No, the buyer's premium should be on
No.
top
On
of that.
top of that.
That
So
was
when
my
they go to
mistake
do
then.
it.
I thought it came out of.
No,
Okay.
no, so you add 10% to that number.
So we get
We get the full amount that we have. And
Right.
They pay an additional 10%.
And then the only thing that they'll have to pay the 7.5% for the real estate tax fee.
Yep, that's
To
what it is.
record it, and then $16 to record it.
Mhm.
That's on that, that's on the people
Mistake,
buying.
I know.
Naomi, did you get the
Thank
report
God
from
I
New
have to.
Boston
Right.
on the lines that we walked yet? Have you seen that?
Nothing, I didn't see it
Okay.
email-wise.
Yep.
I was watching emails today,
For
because
the
my phone rings
preambulation.
upstairs, goes to the email, and I have to get it through the email.
Yeah.
For the baskets.
Yeah, that's
Any comment on the valuation? Any comment on the valuation?
Nope.
Any correspondence or other business by the board members?
No,
Happy Thanksgiving.
happy
Yeah, just happy Thanksgiving, everybody.
Yep.
And the town office hours this week are
8 to 4:30 the next 2 days.
Okay.
Closed
Thursday
Thursday,
and
Friday,
Friday.
and the transfer station's also closed.
Saturday.
I gotta put that on the front page of the website.
okay. Nothing
They're
else?
closed Thursday, Friday, and Saturday.
Correct.
Correct?
Yeah.
yeah.
All right.
You gotta go to non-public
We're
and
gonna
then.
have two of them actually.
Okay,
There's
and then
one
we're
I think I
gonna
want to
exit
discuss.
after?
Yep.
Yeah, and we're gonna adjourn after the two non-publics. So, without further ado, we'll be going non-public on RSA 91A3.